Hey everyone, it's your favorite sellout, ActuallyJebBush. Now, NBA Top Shot has slowed down quite a bit lately. And at least for me personally, it's been kind of nice to take a quick breather after sprinting non-stop since I joined late February. With that being said, I feel like this is the perfect time for us to pump the brakes and go back to some Top Shot fundamentals, especially for some of the newer users who might not be aware of some of the tools that can help you understand the ins and the outs of Top Shot. Hey everyone, before we continue with the video, I'd just like to remind you that this is not financial advice, but simply a conspiracy theory. I'd also like to inform you that this video is sponsored by Evaluate.market, which is the only existing website where you can look up the values of your NFTs. Trust me, I'm an expert. So head on over to Evaluate.market and tell them that Jeb sent you. Now back to the video. When I first joined Top Shot, I was a bit overwhelmed with all the information that was presented, especially when I was just trying to understand and wrap my head around what a moment was and what Top Shot was as a product. So I feel like Evaluate.market really does the best when it comes to helping you through this process. So I'm going to take you step by step and we're going to look at all the tools that Evaluate.market has and what they mean. And hopefully it'll help you understand more in depth exactly how to attack Top Shot as Series 3 rolls out, which is right around the corner. First of all, I think it's important to know, if you don't already, but you can access Evaluate.market for specific moments straight from NBA Top Shot. So let's go ahead and take a look right now. I'm going to look up my favorite Top Shot moment, which is this Cole Anthony buzzer beater. And as we can see, the moment's right here. Great moment. Every time I watch it, it's such a good moment. But I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and there's some collectibles details here. I'm going to go right past that and click on Explore More Market Data on this moment edition on Evaluate.market. I'm going to hit continue, and it's going to take me to Evaluate.market's page for Cole Anthony, where we can really dive into the data on this specific moment. So right away, we're presented with this very clean and beautiful UI, and there's a decent amount of information that we can glean right away. So we know 40,000 of this moment are in circulation. We know 6,000 are still in packs, and we know 34,000 have been released and are owned by users. We also know that out of those 34,000, 29,000 different users own at least one, which I think is always super interesting to look at. I'm someone who has quite a few of these, and I think there's quite a few more people. We'll take a look at it in a sec. So another feature we have is this average sale price over the last 7 days. And as we can see, we have this nice little bump here, and then it goes back down to $8. I'm assuming this is because someone bought a very low serial for a high amount, or maybe there's some speculation about a buzzer beater challenge or something like that. But this is always a good little snapshot kind of to let you see how the moment is doing. So right now, it being at $8 is not the worst pick, because as you can see, it was 9 before, and 8 seems like a pretty good lowest ask. If we scroll down, some more interesting things that we can see is the price over time chart. I really like to use this chart a lot, actually. So it shows all the sales that have happened, and you can kind of customize it. Usually I do 30 days. I feel like that's a good broad spectrum. And then we can see that these lower serial numbers sold for a lot more. That's the yellow ones. And based on the serial number, they're divided into certain categories. I like to click on these to get rid of the higher ones. And then usually I'll remove the outliers too. And so I can get a better look of how this actually is. And then sometimes I'll get rid of this average sale. And we'll see that over the last 30 days, we've seen it dip all the way to 6 a couple times, very, very few. But mostly it's been at $7 and $8. And maybe if it's a little better of a serial number, it'll go to 9 or maybe even 10. So maybe we'll move up to 10 and scoop it. But we're not seeing really anything beyond that. So this is a tool that I think is actually really, really cool and really important, and can provide you with a lot of understanding of where the moment is going or where it's been. And I think that Evaluate.market over time has just enhanced it. Adding this remove outliers is super helpful. I've always loved that you can pick which range you want to look at, and even you can toggle the average on or off. And by doing all this, it allows you to customize a set of what you're looking for. So if you just want any Cole Anthony, Well, you're probably going to want to look at just the 20,000 to 40,000 range. But maybe if you want a really good serial, we can go ahead and look at the average of that, and we can see that, hey, like these are going for anywhere from like 20 to 40. So I think that's something that's really, really cool. I love this feature. We also have the volume transactions over time, which once again can be a really good indicator on if something's going to dip or if something's going to go up more. As we can see, we had a lot of sales on, I think, August 23rd, I'm assuming here. And usually after a big boom like this, there's always a chance that you can see a bit of a correction and a small overcorrection with a dip. So it's something I kind of always look for when I'm trying to get another Cole Anthony for my stack, which I still need to increase. They also show all the transactions that happen here in pretty real time. And if we go to the leaderboard, there's something I really like, is it shows you who owns the most of this specific moment. So as we can see, there's quite a few people on this list. If I get one more, I'll take the 25 spot. So soon, I think I'll be in the top 20, hopefully. That's the goal. Like I said, I really do like this moment and would not mind owning more of them. And now if I want to go ahead and change players, I can do so easily by changing the name here or by picking a different moment from that same player. We can look at his hollow icon three-pointer, which is a buzzer beater as well. Very good moment. And we can see that, oh, there haven't been a lot of sales, and that's because it's a pretty illiquid moment. There's not a ton of them. So I'd want to look at all and kind of take a peek at how this is doing, because there's only 99 of them. And as you can see, it's been averaging anywhere from like 1,200 or 1,500 to all the way up to like 2,100. And as we can see, the number of sales that have happened, like they don't happen too often because this is a hollow. There's only 99 of them. So once again, something that's important to look at. And if we look at the leaderboard here, we can see, first of all, one person has 7, which is crazy. But then we can see that Cole Anthony himself, the real Cole Anthony, has 3 of these. And very infamously on Twitter, he tweeted about betting on himself and ended up buying a couple of these hollow icon moments, which was super, super cool, and just one of the many reasons that I really have become such a big fan of Cole Anthony through Top Shot. So besides looking at individual moments, another thing you can do is you can kind of see with this ticker scrolling at the top is you can look at different sets. Now we can go to the market and look at those right here, same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and go by total lowest ask because I'm not a whale. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the Hustle and Show because that is a set that I own, and it's always interesting to see how that's doing. So if we go by 30 days, we can see that we kind of had a couple spikes here, but it's been decently consistent throughout, and right now it's sitting at around 450-ish. And you can break down the moments. You can see the change in hours, days, weeks, percentages. You can look at the lowest ask, and if you want to go to the actual moment, you can click on the moment and it'll give you further detail about that specific moment. So for example, this Giannis is a challenge reward. So the circulation is lower than the 18,000 circulation for the moments that can be found in the set. So it might be worth diving into this moment specifically a little deeper and trying to figure out when's a good time that you want to buy into it. So I think this is another really, really cool tool. Being able to check out sets as well as individual moments is super important. So we can also go to the marketplace here and view listings, and this will give us a live feed at the listings that are available, along with some very interesting stats that you can kind of dig through, once again, in order to just enhance your knowledge before you try to make a purchase. And if you want to make this purchase, you can actually click on it. It'll take you straight to the specific moment, and you can go ahead and make a buy. As we can see, the $4 moments are here that we just saw that was listed. So once again, it gives you easy access between Top Shot and Evaluate.market. And that's one of the features I really like about Evaluate.market is the fact that I can jump between Top Shot and Evaluate.market pretty much seamlessly, as opposed to having to go to Top Shot, look up the moment, and try to get whatever I want before someone else buys it. With Evaluate.market, you can seamlessly kind of go between the two, which is, once again, something that's really, really great. If you see something that you want that pops up, or you've been doing your research and you don't want to lose your place or your focus on it. And then one final thing that I really like about Evaluate.market, especially if you're just getting started, is the fact that they have a portfolio that you can look at. So if you create an account with Evaluate.market, you can log in and look at your portfolio whenever you need. And I really like Evaluate.market's portfolio as opposed to maybe some others, because they show you the floor price on all the moments that you have. So it gives you a more realistic expectation in terms of like the value you could get for it right now, as opposed to an algorithm kind of trying to guess how much your cereal is worth. But I like that Evaluate.market kind of just shows you the floor, and it lets you kind of determine what you think the price should be instead of telling you what the market value is for a specific cereal. So as we can see, we scroll down, it gives me my floor evaluation, which, like I said, is really cool. It gives me my profit loss. As we can see, it's been an up and down year so far. And it gives me my ROI percentage. Here it says I'm ranked in the top 10K. I have a 1% account, and I have 406 moments, which is pretty crazy. So if we look at my moments I have right now, I usually sort them by lowest ask. But on this page, you can see the basic details of all your moments, as well as your purchase price and your profit or loss, which I think is a really cool. Once again, if you just want to take kind of a quick look and see maybe there's a moment I want to move off of so I can buy something else I want. So in addition to all the current moments you own, you can also go and look at your entire purchase history as well as your entire sales history, which I think is really cool because once again, it just helps you keep track of everything, which is always super important when you're moving off moments and getting other moments. And like I said, I mean, I have 406 moments, which is quite a bit there, but there are people who have way more, and using a tool like Evaluate.market helps a lot. And on top of that, if you want to look at someone else's account, maybe it's a friend of yours or maybe it's someone that you watch on YouTube, you can just look them up here and it'll pull up the moments that they have. So I'm not going to look anyone else up, but I'm just going to type in the first part of my username, and as you can see, it gives me an option for a bunch of other people. So if you know someone else's username, maybe a friend of yours is asking what he should do, and instead of him telling you all the moments he has, you can just go ahead and look it up because it's on the blockchain, and Evaluate.market gives you that option. Because I've had a couple of friends ask me if they should sell a moment or buy a moment, and instead of asking them for all these details, like when did you buy it, how much did you pay for it, what's it going for right now, I can just go and look them up on Evaluate.market and take a look at their portfolio and kind of give them a detailed answer to their question without spending like so much extra time trying to figure out all these details, which once again, super, super cool, and one of the many reasons I love Evaluate.market. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for today. Once again, I'd like to thank Evaluate.market for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you have any questions about Top Shot or about Evaluate.market and its tools, please feel free to leave them in the comments or hit me up on Twitter. I'm more than happy to help. I love diving in this stuff. It's super fun to me. And make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Please clap.